Welcome to this episode of Locked In. In this episode, I'm going to be doing a review on the WTB Venture 650/47 gravel tires. So if you want to know what I think about them and is it the gravel tire for you, stay tuned. I'm going to go over specs, tire sizes, price, ride quality, and my final thoughts. So let's get into specs and tire sizes. This is a dual compound rubber tire. In the 650/47 version, mine came in at 550 grams. They do also make it in a 700/40 and a 700/50 millimeter size version as well. The price of these tires currently on WTB's website is $59.95 for one in the 650/47 version. And let's get into where I think this tire sits in WTB's lineup and my ride quality experience. So, as far as the WTB lineup goes for their Road Plus category, you basically start with the Ultra Smooth Horizon. Then you go on to the Byway, which has a slick center but a micro knob kind of mid-shoulder with a more aggressive shoulder knob, and those are tires that I've run a ton of and have done a review. Make sure to check the links below for that as well. Then you have the Venture, then you have the Senduro, which I've also done a review for, links in the description as well. So this is going to be for somebody who's doing a little bit less road and a little bit more gravel, but isn't doing the really extreme stuff to where they want a big knobby tire like the Senduro, because they might do, I'd like to say, 35 to 55% of their ride is road. The tire is kind of in the middle here. Now, the real big test of this I did, which is way more extreme than I expected for the day, was my actual LA tourist race, which I actually did a vlog on for both of that I did try these out cold turkey, which was a terrible idea because I experienced dust, dirt, rocks, mud, and snow that ride, and I was extremely surprised with how well these tires held up. You can see in this GoPro footage here, I was going down a slick, muddy, wet, and slightly icy descent. And yes, I was on the brakes a lot and not going super fast, but these tires really didn't step out. Even when it was sliding, it was nice and controllable, and I equate that to all the basically working edges or micro knobs in the center there grabbing for traction, as well as the shoulders that WTB puts on theirs. They tend to break away very progressively in my experience, kind of on all their tires that I've tried, which is the Byway, the Venture, and the Senduro. So I was very actually confident in a tire I wasn't confident in. On the steep, aggressive stuff, it hooked. It really did. I was running about 35 PSI in the rear and about 33 to 30 in the front, and I was really, really happy. I didn't have any kind of burping with tubeless setting it up or anything like that. And I honestly couldn't recommend these enough. The only point where I really did feel the difference on these versus the Byways was on the road section. And surprisingly, it was not even on the flat or the climbing, it was on the descent. I had done this descent down on Angeles Crest before on a road bike, granted, but I really felt like I didn't pick up speed as quickly as I thought I would, like I have with the Byways, which honestly, at a decent PSI on a decent road, you can't really tell much of a difference in speed, essentially. So that's really where these are going to hold you back a little bit. You're going to have to put out a little bit more power just to maintain speed. But if you're predominantly on dirt or gravel and either you're not doing really aggressive stuff or just the terrain that you're going to be riding isn't really crazy to where you need a real big, wide, knobby section tire like a Senduro, I think this is kind of that almost perfect middle. If you are predominantly gravel on your rides, like I said before, this is really the tire I think you should try out. The Byway is definitely more road oriented in the sense of it's going to be great for that really micro hero gravel. But I definitely have found the limitations of the slick center on the Byway more than once, and did actually crash on it because of losing traction on the front end on some really dusty, slick rock, which I believe these would have gripped a little bit better in that scenario or given away a little more progressively, and I might have been able to save it. Not saying the Byways are bad, it's just I've been able to find the limitations of those, where these, I've really, really struggled to find the limit of traction that these do provide on mixed terrain surfaces. So I would definitely recommend this tire for any gravel adventurist out there that's looking to find something that's a little more mixed terrain and is not going to truly sacrifice a ton on the road or a lot on the gravel sections as well. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions about these tires, make sure to leave a comment below. Make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, as well as follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I post on there pretty regularly. And thanks for watching another episode of Locked In. Let's get